Narrator steady, gripping tone, this is insane, absolutely insane. That's the thought echoing in Daniel Carter's mind as he sat in his beat-up pickup truck, rain streaking down the windshield, his calloused hands gripping the steering wheel. Life had already beaten him down more times than he could count, but tonight it felt different. Daniel wasn't just a man. He was a single dad, a man who carried the weight of two lives on his shoulders, fighting every day to give his daughter, Emily, the childhood she deserved. What he didn't know, was that fate had already written a story for him. One that would collide with the life of Claire Harrington, a woman who had everything: wealth, power, status, and yet, carried a secret so heavy it could shatter her perfectly crafted world. Two people from two completely different universes. And their worlds were about to crash together. Scene 1, the grocery store incident. Tuesday evening. Daniel had just finished another grueling 12-hour shift at the construction site. His boots were caked in mud, his shirt damp with sweat, his back aching like it always did. But he pushed through, because when you're a single parent, you don't get the luxury of stopping. 8-year-old Emily tugged at his hand as they entered the grocery store. Her bright hazel eyes darted around, curious and full of life, a stark contrast to her father's weary ones. "Daddy, can we get cereal, the one with the superhero on the box?" she asked, pointing excitedly. Daniel hesitated. He glanced at the price. $3 more than the generic brand. He thought about rent. The electricity bill. The overdue notice tucked under the pile of unopened mail. But then, he saw Emily's hopeful face. "All right, kiddo. Get it?" Her squeal of delight echoed through the aisle. For Daniel, that sound was worth more than gold. At the checkout counter, Daniel's heart sank as the cashier announced the total, $42.87. He dug through his wallet. Bills. Coins. Everything he had. 39. The people in line sighed impatiently. One man muttered, "Come on, some of us don't have all night." Daniel's face burned. His hands trembled. Can you take off the cereal?" he asked softly. Emily's eyes widened, her small arms clutching the box like it was treasure. And then, a voice cut through the tension. "I'll cover it." The crowd turned. Standing behind them was a woman who looked like she'd stepped right out of a magazine cover. Perfectly tailored navy suit. Diamond earrings that caught the light. A presence so commanding, people naturally moved aside. Claire Harrington. She handed the cashier a sleek black card. "Put it on this." Daniel shook his head quickly. "No, you don't have to." She raised a manicured hand, silencing him. "It's nothing. Pocket change." Her words hit Daniel like a punch to the gut. Pocket change. To her, maybe. To him, it was the difference between his daughter eating cereal or not. Emily beamed, hugging the box to her chest. But Daniel, he felt humiliation crawl over him like a storm. Claire didn't even wait for gratitude. She grabbed her own groceries and left, heels clicking against the tile like a gavel striking down judgment. Daniel stood frozen. To her, it was nothing. To him, it was everything. And he told himself, that's it. I'll never see her again. But destiny had other plans. Scene 2, the accident. 2 days later. The rain poured down again, as if the heavens themselves mirrored Daniel's struggles. He had just picked Emily up from school, her backpack bouncing as she skipped beside him. As they approached the crosswalk, a luxury black car screeched around the corner, losing control on the slick pavement. "Emily!" Daniel shouted, yanking her back just in time. The car spun, crashing into a street lamp with a thunderous bang. Smoke hissed from the hood. The driver slumped forward. Daniel's instincts kicked in. "Stay here, Em." He sprinted to the car, yanking open the door. And his heart skipped. It was Claire Harrington. Blood trickled from her forehead. Her breathing shallow. Her lips murmured something too faint to catch. "Hang on!" Daniel shouted, pulling her from the wreck. Rain drenched them both, sirens blaring in the distance. Emily's small voice cried from the sidewalk, "Daddy, is she okay?" Daniel pressed his jacket to Claire's wound, his rough hands surprisingly gentle. He didn't care that she was a millionaire. In that moment, she was just a human life slipping away. "Stay with me," he urged. "Don't you dare give up now." Scene 3, The Hospital Revelation. Hours later. The sterile smell of antiseptic filled the hospital room. Machines beeped steadily as Claire stirred awake, her head bandaged. The first thing she saw was Daniel, slumped in a chair beside her bed, Emily asleep in his arms. Her brows furrowed. "Why, are you here?" Daniel straightened. "Because you almost died. Someone had to make sure you were okay." She scoffed weakly. "You didn't have to stay. I have people for that." Daniel's jaw tightened. "Maybe. But they weren't here when your car spun out." "I was." Their eyes locked, two worlds colliding. Claire swallowed hard. For years, she'd built walls of steel around herself. But something about this rugged, exhausted single dad unsettled her. And for Daniel, he couldn't explain it either. But beneath her polished exterior, he sensed something else. A loneliness that mirrored his own. Before he could speak again, the doctor entered. "Miss Harrington, you're stable. But you'll need someone to assist you at home for a few weeks." Claire waved him off. "I'll hire staff." Daniel rose, adjusting Emily in his arms. "Good. Then you'll be fine." He turned to leave. But Claire's voice stopped him. "Wait." Her tone was softer this time. Almost vulnerable. "Thank you for saving my life." Daniel gave a curt nod. "Take care of yourself." And with that, he walked out. Claire watched him go, her chest tightening in a way she hadn't felt in years. This was insane. Absolutely insane. Narrator dramatic pause, but what neither of them knew was that this wasn't the end. In fact, it was only the beginning. Because behind Claire's millions, lay a secret that would shock Daniel to his very core. 2 days had passed since the accident. Daniel tried to shove the whole incident out of his mind. To him, Claire Harrington was just another reminder of the worlds he could never belong to: wealth, status, untouchable privilege. Life for him returned to survival mode. Fixing lunch boxes. Rushing to construction shifts. Double-checking bills to see which ones could be paid late without the lights being shut off. But one evening, just as he was finishing dinner with Emily, his phone rang. An unfamiliar number. "Hello," Daniel answered cautiously. "Mr. Carter," a crisp, professional voice. "This is Rebecca, assistant to Ms. Claire Harrington. She requests your presence at her residence tomorrow evening." Daniel nearly choked on his water. "Excuse me, what for?" "She insists. Transportation will be arranged." Before he could argue, the line clicked dead. Emily tilted her head. Daddy, who was that? Daniel rubbed his temple. Just, someone from work. But inside, his gut churned. He wanted nothing to do with Claire. She had humiliated him once, and he wasn't about to step into her world again. And yet, curiosity gnawed at him. Why would a billionaire summon a broke single dad dash? Scene 5, The Mansion. The next evening, a sleek black town car pulled up outside Daniel's crumbling apartment building. Neighbors peeked through blinds as he, awkward in his only clean shirt, guided Emily into the car. Her eyes sparkled with wonder. Daddy, this feels like a movie. Daniel forced a chuckle. Yeah, kiddo. Something like that. When they arrived, Emily's jaw dropped. Claire's estate loomed like a palace, iron gates, sprawling gardens, fountains lit with golden light. It was a world ripped straight from the pages of fairy tales. A butler led them into a grand hall where Claire sat, her arm in a sling, but every inch of her radiating poise. Mr. Carter, she greeted coolly. Thank you for coming. Daniel shifted uncomfortably. Didn't he exactly feel like I had a choice? Her lips twitched, almost amused. True. Sit. Emily clung to her father's hand, wide-eyed at the chandeliers above. Claire's gaze softened for just a moment before she quickly masked it. I asked you here, she began, because I owe you. You saved my life. I don't usually find myself in that position. Daniel shrugged. Anyone would be done the same. Not anyone, Claire replied sharply. People freeze. People panic. But you acted. He didn't know how to respond. Then she leaned forward. So I want to repay you. Money, job, anything within reason. Name it. Daniel's jaw tightened. I don't need charity. Charity, she arched a brow. Mr. Carter, this is gratitude. There's a difference. Emily whispered, tugging his sleeve, Daddy, can I look around? Claire's eyes flickered toward the little girl. Rebecca will show her the garden. Once Emily skipped away, Claire's tone shifted. Lower. More serious. I've been watching you. Daniel stiffened. Excuse me. Not in a sinister way, she clarified quickly. I asked around after the hospital. You're respected. Hard-working. But struggling. Daniel clenched his fists. If this is your way of rubbing salt in. No, Claire interrupted. For the first time, her voice cracked slightly. This is my way of saying. I see you. And I need you. Scene 6, The Proposal. Daniel blinked. Need me for what? I don't exactly fit into this world. Claire stood, pacing slowly. You're right. You don't. And that's precisely why. He frowned. She stopped, turning to face him. I need someone I can trust. Someone who doesn't want my money. Someone who won't betray me. Daniel scoffed. Lady, you don't even can.